Okay, guys, so let's bring it back together. We're going to go on to the next question so we don't run out of time, okay?
Do you have a second? Who said that?
Okay, so guys, let's all look back up at the board over here. We're going to flip back to our front page of the packet.
Is that weird? Like so many things.
I didn't know that made a word.
That guy.
Okay, so guys, let's turn quickly and get started, okay? We don't need side conversation. Okay, so we're talking about the raven now. We're doing the same exact activity, but we're doing it for the raven, okay? Alright, so first thing that we need to do is think about the characterization. We're talking about the characterization of our speaker. So can I get somebody who will volunteer to read off the board? Kenneth hasn't read yet, so he's going to read for us.
I got your back.
That means that everyone else needs to be following along on their paper silently. Okay, guys, I have to separate people here. It's too loud. Okay, so Kenneth is going to read that little box for us on the top right corner.
Yep. Our speaker is definitely the dramatic type. We can immediately place our speaker on the insanometer and moves up to 100 real quick. Oh God. God.
Okay, let's go. Keep reading.
Okay. Oh God. Anyway, his tone is intense and nervous. He seems super focused at one moment and a bit spaced out the next. Now granted, he's had a tough night. But from the sound of his voice and the choice of his words, we get the sense that he's pretty crazy, even when he's not talking to birds.
We can't hear his voice though.
The speaker?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're going to come back to that in 1 second. Okay, so guys, let's bring it back together, and everyone, I need your attention up here on the board.
How do we know he's a man?
Thank you, Kenneth. Okay, so, guys, for the first interaction, for the right-hand side of the page, can somebody now read the directions for us? The question. Thank you, Kathy. Go ahead.
Go ahead. For each of the following examples, answer the following question. How do the speaker's character traits influence each of the following interactions between the speaker and the raven?
Thank you. Okay, so guys, we're doing the same thing. Guys in the back table.
Where were you dishing?
I need everyone's attention at the front of the room right now, okay? We are completing these questions, so that means everyone needs to be looking up here so we can move forward.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, so we're looking at interaction 1. Rowan, can you please read interaction 1 for us?
Yes, ma'am. Interaction with the speaker. Tell me what Lord's name is on the United Salutation. Plutonian, sure. Quote, the raven nevermore. This interaction between the raven and the speaker shows that the speaker is blank, and I'll explain why.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So, our interaction says, tell me what thy lordly name is. What's happening in this interaction?
He's talking to the raven.
Okay, so this is our speaker talking to the bird, right?
And the bird is responding.
Okay, and the bird responds. What does the bird tell us?
Nevermore.
Nevermore, right? So, what does this what does this action tell us about our speaker?
Nevermore.
How do you know our speakers and
Did I say? Okay, so guys, I asked a question. I want someone to raise their hand and tell me, what does this action of talking to the bird tell us about our speaker?
It's crazy.
Okay, why do you say that, Jonathan?
Birds don't talk.
Okay, so he's talking to an animal. What about the fact that he's hearing him respond, Jonathan?
they still talk?
Jonathan.
What about the fact that he's hearing him respond? What's happening?
Why you know you're talking to a bird?
Hold on, guys. I asked Jonathan, so let me hear.
Yeah, kids. Okay. Come on, bro.
So what does it tell us that the speaker is waiting for the bird to respond?
That he's going crazy, yeah?
Okay, so that he's going crazy. What else, Elijah? Maybe he's like imagining this, right? So if our speaker, guys, is talking to a bird and he's waiting for the bird to respond, and he might be imagining this, do we then trust what our speaker says, the things that he says?
No.
Why not?
Because when he's imagining other stuff.
Okay, so maybe he's imagining other things if he's imagining this. So we no longer then know what he's imagining or what's actually happening. Awesome. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is fill out interaction 1. If you would like to use this sentence starter, you can. You don't have to, okay? I want a full response and an explanation. Okay, so we're going to take about a minute and a half to do interaction 1.
Never mind. You say you
Sorry, are you writing your answer?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what we say, right? That's it. That's it.
You gonna be with the milk right this head like that. Right this head like that. Don't take the milk.
Ahí eres cuando te voy a cocinar. Ya se trae. That's all you can do.
Hey, Ron, stop touching.
I mean, DE.
Okay.
He's my animal. You better calm down. We're not gonna get you.
Be aware of
He gonna whoop you with his clothes.
He's gonna munch on your leg.
His clothes like a whip bit. Big clothes.
You're gonna bite your
Put
leg
your
on
clothes on the hanger.
Okay, guys, so let's bring it back together in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so Allison is going to share her response for us for interaction number 1. I want everyone to be paying attention. Go ahead, Allison.
I put this interaction between the speaker and the raven show that the speaker is delusional since he is actually talking to a bird and it's responding, showing he is hallucinating.
Okay, so it's telling us that the speaker's hallucinating maybe because he's responding to the bird. And what does that tell us, Allison, as the readers of the story? Something that we need to be aware of about the character of the speaker.
Like, the speaker's emotions are going to all-time high, so we don't exactly know what his next step is.
Guys, Allison's giving a great response, so I need everyone to be listening.
I apologize.
Sorry, Allison, finish what you were just saying.
I said, like, we don't know what his next step will be, so it can either be good or it can be bad.
Okay, that's awesome, right? So the fact that this is showing that he's not like fully aware of what's going on around him, that as readers makes us have to be aware of the fact that we don't know what he's going to do next or how he's going to react next, right? And what do we know, thinking about the end of the story? what ends up happening? What does he end up falling into? Depression. What else? Insanity. Why do you say insanity, Elijah?
Because he's trying to like imagining things, like he thought that he heard like this broke up all the time and decided probably to bird that probably didn't even exist.
Okay, so I'm hearing his insanity is growing, right? His insanity is growing throughout the story, and because we know that he's starting to show some signs of insanity here, we know that we have to be aware of it throughout the rest of the story and see how it progresses, right? Awesome. Okay guys, let's move on to interaction 2. Can I get somebody to read the interaction for me? Jordan's going to read because he hasn't read yet. Go ahead, Jordan.
To the fowl whose fiery eyes now burn. Get your eyes now burn into my awesome core. This and more I sat divining with my head at ease reclining.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so who wants to tell me what's happening in this interaction? Raise your hand if you can tell me what's going on. To the fowl whose fiery eyes now burn into my bosom's core.
The raven's looking at him.
Okay, the raven's looking at him.
In the
How's the
chest.
raven looking at him, Gabriel?
In a bad way.
Okay, why does Gabriel say that he's looking at him in a bad way?
Because his eyes is burning.
Wait, I called on Didi. How do you know that the bird is looking at the speaker in a bad way? Okay, the way his eyes are burning, or fiery, sorry. Essence, what were you saying before?
I said that he's staring at him with burning eyes.
With burning fire
staring
eyes.
into his soul, which is kind of like a bad thing.
Okay. And what do you think about this kind of description of the bird? What is this telling us about the speaker? That he's sitting and he's saying the bird